When you talk about some of the most iconic series that have to do with zombies, the infected, or even possessed, it's a must that you mention Resident Evil. The survival horror series turned action and adventure survival horror series is back yet again with one of the most anticipated games of 2012, Resident Evil 6. After gaining new fans and taking criticism from veteran fans of the series after the ordeal which was Resident Evil 5, Capcom tried something unique with Resident Evil 6 that may look to get fans of all transformations of Resident Evil involved by implanting 3 different duos of characters with their own agendas, styles, and scenarios that connect with each other during sequences of the main story. Question is, will it work? Let's find out. The story of Resident Evil 6 takes place in various locations ranging from Edonia to Hong Kong and mobilizing the different disclosed locations. The story is diverse and unique for the fact that you can play through 3 different duos of characters with different scenarios, all having 5 chapters to play through. The first duo consists of DSO agent Leon Kennedy and US Secret Service agent Helena Harper, whose story compels finding the secrets of whom is causing another bioterrorist attack that consists of even more dangerous foes than zombies with the introduction of a specialized zombie known as the Java, who somehow are capable of controlling weapons but with minimum human intelligence. Their scenario consists of a more classic feel to Resident Evil, somewhat that's going to remind you of Resident Evil 4, the survival horror tactical way, the dark, gritty, and silent feel. Your next duo consists of Resident Evil vet Chris Redfield and Piers Niven, in which their story opposes of a lot of dramatic elements in Chris's emotions of depression after a shitload of crazy events has happened to him through the course of Resident Evil's story. But mostly he is affected by his troops who have died at his hands, in which he's trying to permanently erase from his mind with the abuse of alcohol. The newly partnered BSAA operative, Piers Niven, snaps him back into reality and convinces him to lead against the new threat. Chris and Pierce's scenario may have dramatics, but is heavily action and gun oriented and feels somewhat how Resident Evil 5 was. The final duo consists of Jake Muller, son of legendary badass bioterrorist Albert Wesker, and DSO agent Sherry Birkin, who's daughter of William Birkin. Although they have some background concepts, there's a lot of mystery as to the reason why Jake is running in the first place. The Jake and Sherry scenario is one that has mixture, fast paced but more hands-on than the other two. Chronologically, the story consists of Jake and Sherry's mission starting off first because of the date they were set in, but it's obvious that Capcom wants you to start with Leon's story first by how the prelude is and how the menus are set in favor of Leon and Helena first. But the choice is yours, of course. The story does have some holes in it and sometimes will have you questioning what's going on, but altogether it comes through and it's great. The presentation of Resident Evil 6 is very good, in fact great. Graphics are well rendered and scenery is just fantastic. Cutscenes are also done greatly with CGI, and character dialogue with talking and visuals are just plain great. At times zombies look funny because you will find several times during shooting anywhere but their head causes their head to fall off when they ultimately die, which is strange in itself and less realistic. Sound and music is one thing that gives Resident Evil 6 that movie feel that makes this game feel completely serious. One thing that was also noticed in the demo is the way gesture animations look. Like when you say thank you to your partner and your character throws that thumbs up, the animation looks funny and rubbery. Those are minor flaws, but overall the presentation fares greatly. In the gameplay, most, like myself, will judge Resident Evil's full gameplay to the 2 demos that came out during Dragon's Dogma and the recent public download release that were both pretty poor as far as getting someone amped for the game. The controls were just sadly done and glitches stood out boldly. Good news though, that was only a demo. Resident Evil 6's full game is done with minimum of what we saw in that demo. Controls are very smooth, even when moving fast and hitting sharp turns. Although movement may be nice, Resident Evil still suffers from that dreaded camera movement that was introduced in Resident Evil 5. It really comes into visual action when you play as either Chris or Jake. Shooting could have been better, but very adjustable with a lot of menu customization that can fit your playstyle. Great thing is you can now shoot and move at the same time, which has been demanded from fans for a while. Also, your character's dive and slide motions are seriously helpful at times, and on-screen commands are actually accurate. The menu will take some time to get used to as it switches from each duo, but fits the character's persona very well. There are plenty of things to earn, such as skill points and the ability to unlock dog tag. The AI is 100 times better than Resident Evil 5's, and the CPU partner actually feels helpful. Though AI is great, nothing is better than an actual friend being there to play co-op with you, which only elevates the experience. Servers have not had any type of turbulence since I've been playing, and System Link and Split Screen works just as good. There's also 2 extra modes, one known as the Mercenaries, which allows you to take control of one of the characters during the story and basically play through waves of zombies within a time limit. There's also Agent Hunt, which allows a player to take control as one of the creatures and try to kill a human. One annoying thing that consistently stands out in gameplay is how often when walking your character stumbles over nearly everything. I found that a lot during Leon's scenario, but there's a lot of dark scenery to the point where it just got completely annoying. Another thing that got annoying to me was how enemies could just attach themselves to you being a 2-arm length distant away, that being an obvious glitch among very few in this game. Resident Evil is a series that likes to change its ways to expand its audience, failed in some eyes and succeeded in others during the course of the series' transformations. That's where the versatility lies. Resident Evil 6 does something different by adding in each kind of Resident Evil fan along with welcoming newcomers in a split of 3 different scenarios: a dark, gritty, near classic and serious feel, a high action shooting oriented feel, and a comedic relief yet hands-on scenario feel, all that actually fare pretty damn good. The gameplay does have flaws, but it's not enough to keep Resident Evil from shining, and with a friend to play along with, this will be a fun experience. I give Resident Evil 6 an 8.5 out of 10. From just it not having the original feel of what Resident Evil 1 through 3 had, many people are going to justify this game as a dead ass for Capcom twitching the series up. But I honestly think they put it in a great direction with this one. Implementing 3 different scenarios can open doors to a lot of better games in the Resident Evil series. That gives them a chance to keep every single fan that has came along during the changes of Resident Evil to keep spanning with the game. Now if you put it in 3, imagine just 3 campaigns per each Resident Evil game, all different playstyle. That is what makes this game unique, and that is what opens up a lot of potential that could end up bringing what most fans want, which is the old school Resident Evil back. And with that being said, this Resident Evil 6 is a success in my eyes. This is iDCL, and I'm out. Peace. Like this video, subscribe to my channel for more reviews and gameplay and commentary. Also, all music throughout this whole video is provided by none other than Slang D. So visit his channel and subscribe now.